Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, the show that rebuilds your world with science. Have you ever looked in the mirror, sometime in your 40s or 50s, and felt a bit confused? The scale might not have changed much, but your reflection tells a different story. A little softer, less defined, maybe a stubborn bit of fat in places it never used to be. You're not imagining it. This is the visible sign of a profound physiological shift happening deep inside your body. It has a scientific name, sarcopenia. It's the age-related loss of muscle mass and function, and it's a silent process that can start as early as your 30s, but it really picks up speed after 40. This slow erosion of our body's engine doesn't just change how we look. It slows our metabolism and opens the door to a host of health problems. But here's the good news, the reason we're here today. This is not a one-way street. Science has given us a powerful, clear blueprint to not just stop this decline, but to actively reverse it. We're going to dive into the science of why this happens, and most importantly, explore the single most effective strategy to fight back: strength training. This isn't about clinging to youth. It's about the science of rebuilding a stronger, more resilient you from the inside out. Let's get into it. So why does this happen? Why do we start losing our most metabolically active tissue as we enter midlife? The battle is fought on three main fronts. First, there's the hormonal headwind. Our bodies are run by a complex orchestra of hormones, and in midlife, some key players change their tune. For men, testosterone, a powerful muscle-building hormone, starts a gradual decline of about 1 to 2% per year after age 40. For women, the menopausal transition brings a sharp drop in estrogen, which we now know is crucial for protecting muscle. For both sexes, other anabolic hormones like human growth hormone and IGF-1 also decrease, tipping the scales away from muscle growth and towards muscle breakdown. The second front is a change in the very fabric of our muscles. We have two main types of muscle fibers: type 1 for endurance and type 2, our powerhouses for strength and explosive movement. As we age, we see a significant and preferential loss of our type 2 fast-twitch fibers. This is a primary reason why we lose strength and power. It's like an elite sports car losing its most powerful cylinders. This shift is partly driven by age-related changes in our nervous system, as the motor neurons controlling these powerful fibers start to decline. But perhaps the most frustrating hurdle is the third front, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. This is a critical concept. It means that the muscles of a middle-aged person are less responsive to the very things that make them grow: exercise and protein. You can do the same workout or eat the same protein-rich meal as a 20-year-old, but your muscle-building machinery, specifically a key pathway called mTOR, doesn't switch on as efficiently. It's the muscles have become hard of hearing. They need a louder signal to get the message. This combination of hormonal decline, fiber type shifts, and anabolic resistance creates a perfect storm for muscle loss. It's a physiological use it or lose it scenario on steroids. But understanding these mechanisms is the first step to defeating them. And we defeat them with stimulus. To force muscle to grow or achieve hypertrophy, we must give it a challenge it's not used to. Strength training does this through three key mechanisms. The most important is mechanical tension. This is simply the force generated in a muscle when it's stretched and contracted under load, like when you lift a weight through its full range of motion. This tension activates sensors on the muscle cells that kick off a cascade of signals, basically screaming, "Grow stronger!" The second mechanism is muscle damage. The intense eccentric or lowering phase of a lift creates microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. This triggers an inflammatory response and summons the body's repair crew called satellite cells to rebuild the muscle fibers stronger and bigger than before. The third is metabolic stress. This is the burn you feel during a high repetition set, caused by the buildup of metabolic byproducts like lactate. This stress can trigger a positive anabolic hormonal response, further contributing to growth. So by lifting weights, we are creating mechanical tension, causing microdamage, and inducing metabolic stress. We are sending the loudest possible signal to our muscles, a signal that is strong enough to overcome that anabolic resistance. We are waking up those dormant satellite cells and forcing our body to adapt by building more muscle. So how do we put this science into action? The single most important principle is progressive overload. It's simple. Your body adapts. What's hard today will be easy in a few months. To keep growing, you must consistently and gradually increase the challenge. You can do this by lifting heavier weights, doing more reps or sets, training more often, or even slowing down your movements to increase the time your muscles are under tension. So what does a good midlife program look like? Let's use the F.I.T.T principle. For frequency, aim to train each major muscle group at least twice a week. A full body routine performed 3 times a week on non-consecutive days is a fantastic time-efficient strategy. For intensity, you don't need to train to absolute failure on every set. A great rule of thumb is to pick a weight where you can finish your target reps but feel like you only have 1 or 2 good reps left in the tank. For time, a 45 to 90-minute session is plenty. And for type, prioritize compound exercises. These are the big multi-joint movements like squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, and rows. They are the most efficient way to build overall strength and muscle. Free weights, machines, bodyweight exercises, they all work. Your muscles respond to tension, not to the tool creating it. A smart approach is to use a mix of all 3. Now you can have the perfect training plan, but without the right fuel, you're just spinning your wheels. Nutrition is the other half of the equation. Because of anabolic resistance, the protein needs of adults in midlife are significantly higher than you might think. The standard recommendation of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight is just to prevent deficiency. For building muscle, the science points to a range of 1.2 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For a 165-pound person, that's about 90 to 165 grams of protein per day, and how you eat it matters. It's more effective to spread that protein intake evenly across your meals. Aim for 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein at each meal to keep your muscles in a constant state of repair and building. Inside that protein, one amino acid is the superstar, leucine. Leucine is the direct-on switch for muscle growth. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to it, so we need more to get the same effect. This is why high-quality protein sources like whey protein, lean meats, fish, eggs, and dairy are so effective. They are rich in leucine. A few key supplements also have strong scientific backing. Creatine monohydrate is one of the most studied and effective supplements for increasing strength and muscle mass. A simple dose of 3 to 5 grams a day can make a real difference. Vitamin D is crucial for muscle function and bone health, and many people are deficient. And omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil are powerful anti-inflammatories that can help your muscles respond better to protein and exercise. But the work doesn't stop when you leave the gym. Growth happens during recovery. Sleep is the ultimate anabolic state. It's when your body releases growth hormone and repairs tissue. Lack of sleep directly sabotages muscle growth. And chronic stress is the silent saboteur. High levels of the stress hormone, cortisol, are catabolic, meaning they actively break down muscle tissue. Managing stress through mindfulness, meditation, or even just long walks is crucial. Finally, let's look at the bigger picture. The benefits of this go far beyond looking better. Strength training is one of the most powerful forms of preventative medicine. It fortifies your bones, fighting off osteoporosis. It gives your metabolism a complete makeover by building more calorie-burning muscle and dramatically improving your body's ability to handle sugar, which is your best defense against type 2 diabetes. It protects your heart, lowering blood pressure and reducing the risk of heart attack or stroke. And it builds a resilient mind, proving as effective as therapy for reducing anxiety and depression. Building strength in midlife isn't about chasing a younger version of yourself. It's about investing in a future of vitality, independence, and a higher quality of life. It's about building a body that is a capable and willing partner for all of your adventures for decades to come. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online.